here could get them closer to that top upper echelon there and really plant their flag in the ground that they are coming for that title. And an open men's race here. Here we go. Oh, no, not quite yet. I think we're all getting a bit too excited, says the official, but we're finally underway. Ball gets moving. Vocal first to react, gets there. Hobbs, he's going to test his heat. Nice and early, and ooh, still preheating that oven. Great collect there from Colton, moves it around, and there's the captain, Tev Jackson. Oh, it's going to be fast and furious here. We just get that sense already. 2 on the shot clock. The shot goes up. Jackson, no good. That one's long in the tooth, and it's pulled down there by Michaels. Oh, Michaels coming off a great game last week, 25 points in the 7 boards, 5 assists as well. He really did fill up that stat sheet, runs into trouble there, and there we go. Giannis goes in, gets his own board, and there we go with that reach. Booyaka, 219 centimetres.
Just the advantage of size. It just seems unfair sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You know, as this game goes on, the tall players don't get less tall. So there we go. Account is open. Jackson now trying to get it for the home side. He goes to Colton in the corner. No luck, but another offensive board for Maris.
Yeah, impressive to get your own offensive rebound off a 3-point shot. That doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't, but here
we
go.
Again.
But first you don't succeed. Try again. Well, he might have to try again one more time, but at a later juncture, collected there by the Wolves as they go back on offense. And there's Nina really getting into the jersey of Michaels, but that leaves an opening on the side there. Wellstead with the collect. Oh, geez. Rock the baby. Didn't take it to its final destination, but Dove is good enough to be the man waiting there to collect.
Yeah, it's been a good start from both teams, but the problem with the Redbacks, they haven't been able to hit their shots yet. So they've been getting looks.
Good looks too. Oh, well, went from good looks to no looks, and won't want to look at that on the replay.
Yeah, Colton just forgot to keep his eye on the ball as it sailed out there.
You putting that one on Maris, are you?
I am. You always got to keep an eye on the ball at all times, you know, like be aware of that ball.
Always said you are a hard taskmaster, Andrew, but there are very big stakes in this game here. The ball darts across there. And now Turnage is going to try his luck, and why not?
And the Wolves with a hot start now, 7-0.
Yeah, 7 and zip. And they need to settle here. The home side need to just regain composure. Just a deep breath here. Hobbs flirted with the idea. Whizzes past Vocal's head. Almost collects him. Vinenia gets his old side. And, well, there's certainly no favours afforded to his former team there as he works his way to the basket.
And Vinenia, unfamiliar circumstances, not being the tallest player on the court tonight.
That is true.
He has the height advantage. Tonight, he's up against Dimokopoulos.
And the stop there. Big crowd filtering into the Belmont Oasis here. A lot of them using our vision as the walkway, so we'll keep up with that and try keeping up with Tev Jackson when he makes his way to the basket.
I always say to people, NBL1 is a great place to come and watch a game. You're so close to the action. Costs you $10 to get in. Why wouldn't you come along?
Oh, no doubt about that. And you're getting to see some of the very best. And Turnage, well, that was a lot of time and space. He'll rue himself for not making that count. And now the Redbacks seem to have regained their, I guess, composure and settled into this game. Colton into the paint, and he gets fouled. Lovely connection there between Colton and Vocal. Won't get the basket, but he'll get a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, and Colton's never afraid of the hard attack at the rim. Yeah, he's not the strongest dude, but he throws his body around like he is. And Vocal, willing passer, always prefers a pass ahead of a shot. Was able to find him.
First one is good there for Maris. Of course, celebrated his birthday on Wednesday. No better birthday present than a big win on the weekend. That's what he'll be hoping for here in front of his home team. And both baskets are made there. So back to a one-point game after the initial flurry from the Wolves. Done well to settle here the Redbacks. And now Michaels, shoe on the other foot, trying to get a point there to stop a run from Perth. Turnage across. Wellstead's got time. He's got space. He's got 3 points.
They've got the radar dialed in so far. So they hit another triple.
Yeah, it's Raider in its movement as well, because he was left too far open. So was Hobbs. And so Hobbs says, I'll take 3 as well. Thank you very much. If you're going to give me that, I'll take the basket.
And all of a sudden, Redback's right back in this.
Well and truly. Now Dove, he tries his luck. That one didn't have enough on it and falls into the waiting hands of Jackson. Jackson, quick movement, lovely crossover, goes to the basket, gets it, and will go to the line to add one more to the total.
Strong finish there from Tevin Jackson.
Just always impressed by his athleticism. He takes that first step and it just parts the seas with just how much space he can create with those lengthy limbs, and he knows how to use them.
As I look around the crowd, see CEO Perth Redbacks, Ryan Lanigan, having a chat with Coach Perth Wildcats coach John Riley and Paul Rogers over there as well.
Right.
See them having a drink and a chat. Got all the basketball fame in attendance tonight.
Yeah, that's it. Well, had a word that they were going to rock up, and certainly have lived up to that. As Michaels, can he hit that? He can, and a defensive lapse there from the Redbacks, allowing him to get so far open.
Perkel. Shooting is always the last option. Colton likes the look of that one.
And he misses, but underneath the basket, Varnina does well to clean up the mess. Michaels moves with pace. Perkel also good enough to move with pace to stop that. Dove has a look. He sees the assignment. It's a tough one in Varnina, so he decides, that's not my assignment. I'll defer that one. Turnage. He tries to work his way into the paint. Well, try as you might. He succeeds. Perkel tries to say there was a travel in there. The official says no, it was a foul.
He just bulldozed his way through there, didn't he? He was just man on a mission, determined to get to the basket. It didn't matter what was getting in his way.
Well, they were actually held really well by the Redbacks defense there, but yeah, just needed to force the issue as the sand was falling in the hourglass there. As we see for the very first time. Sorry to steal your thunder. Take it away, Andrew.
Checking in for Brian Perkel. It is David Aquera.
Well, you mentioned there the John Riley and Paul Rogers. They're just stopping the conversation now as they see their man enter the court. Business back on the agenda there. The first one was good. Second one, yes, there you go. CJ Turnage. Oh, it sounded like a broken record tonight as, that one almost.
Coach Nix with the fast hands. Credit to him.
Almost taken there by Jelena, but almost seems like a broken record given the women's game we had earlier. But so many All-Star 5 people out here. Of course, CJ Turnage, what a wonderful year he had last year. Continuing in that vein. Colton catches, moves. Aquera, wonderful vision. Varnina sets himself, and he wrecks the Wolves' defense on that one.
And Varnina, despite being one of the taller men on the court, solid three-point range. Just showing that modern style of big man who can step out and hit triple.
A lot of big men on the court tonight. You feel as though you're in the first couple of rows of a movie cinema. Sore necks aplenty for those in attendance. Turnage, well, he tries to get sore heads there for the home team crowd, but no luck there as that one is missed. Good defensive strangulation there by the Redbacks. Hobbs now considers his options. Oh, Aquera just caught napping there on the blind side. It was almost had his pockets picked by Jordan Wellsteed, and that's a terrible tongue twister. And almost a terrible result for the Redbacks, but they managed to pull that one out of the fire.
Yeah, quick hands from Wellsteed.
Hobbs now. 6 on the shot clock. That is going to be a tough make. And he says, what tough make? That is bread and butter. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it makes that look easy, doesn't it? Screen set by Varnina at the high post. But Hobbs does the rest. Travel.
Oh, yes. There was a travel call that the Redbacks were asking for a couple of plays ago. So I guess just a delayed reaction there, but definitely too much movement there with not enough dribbling. There's the Redbacks now. They've got it to a 4-point lead after the blitz at the beginning. And well, that's one way to stop the takeoff of Joel Varnina. Just take his arms out and away from him.
Exactly. He'll go to the line to earn them, where he's a 64% shooter on the season. And I guess that's better than a dunk.
Well, I mean, it's a very good stat you mentioned there, Andrew, because, I mean, obviously being an ex-teammate, they'll know that he does have those struggles from the free throw line, and what is a certain dunk now becomes, well, just slightly over a 50-50 proposition. Well, first one's good, so that's half the equation solved. Can he make it 2 from 2, Vaninya? He can, so the numbers do lie today, well, at least so far in this game. It's a 6-point margin here, and the Wolves now are the ones that are trying to stem the tide. Dove moves to the outside. Turnage finds the corner man there. Well done. Jolina is good enough, and an important basket there for the Wolves.
It was. And Dove yet to really assert himself on this game. It's
great hands.
He'll be frustrated to have missed that one.
And even though he does play that, that power forward centre sort of role there, Aguero, just the quick hands he has. He's such a facilitator for someone his size. If you can have that as a weapon in your game when people just expecting you to just go uptown, it's absolutely incredible. So, you just almost anticipate you're going to put your hands up straight away, but you just can't do that around him.
Yeah, he's a very dangerous weapon in many ways. Now, Vianina
there we go.
Gets back to his average. He's 2 of 3.
There's the 36% coming to the 4. Now, if this misses or goes out, I'm not a master maths person. Oh, no, there we go. 75%. There we go. So makes 1 from 2 there and just keeps that buffer at that 4 points. He'll also keep a seat warm now as well as he takes a well-deserved break.
Shout out to club president Redbacks Anthony Nixon wandering past our commentary booth.
Well, you're seeing everyone walk past, all the dignitaries here. That one's, again, they want to move the ball around the arc to the Wolves. And now they get into Giannis, and Giannis can't get those massive arms up. Here we go to the other end. Formosa, a formidable finish that is.
And Brian Burkell, just the strongest arms and hands. He is so tough, so quick with them as well. Damian Martin-esque in the way he gets about it.
Well, he's second in the league for steals per game, only bettered by Bryson Hobbs. So I guess we'll talk about keeping your hands down on the other end. You just got to be very aware what's happening. There's no easy possession with those Redbacks almost casting the role of vultures when you're on offense. Lokel, we thought about it, but it then gets it to Hobbs. That was a good look there to be kicking himself, so that one was short of the mark. Turnage now. He's met by 5, so he means he'll have options, and options are plenty on the outside. Going now to the inside England.
And the Redbacks getting active hands involved, just making it really difficult for the Wolves to get open looks.
Well, that's it. If you're wanting to move the ball with that pace, and we know that the Joondalup side like to share the ball, averaging 19 assists per game, they like to move it. So that's why you got to try and stifle that and strangulate that, and that's where those active hands come into play. Michael's the give and go of a different nature, but Turnage is good enough. It looked like he had a little bit of a hop or a limp, or maybe he was just showboating. It was hard to tell, but Colton goes in and under.
With the reverse scoop, Maris Colton hits it.
It's a little too cold for ice cream tonight, but showing the scoops there is Maris Colton. Maybe he's got an ice cream birthday cake after the game waiting for him. The look away, no good. Look away at the end result. Here comes Formosa again. Takes the dribble, takes a shot, corner 3, and that is going to be a timeout. You can sense that coming. It is now an 8-point margin, and the Redbacks are showing every bit of why they are a top 4 side.
Yeah, it's all engineered from the defensive end. They're getting deflections. You know, if you talk, Brian Corchin, one of the greatest coaches the NBL Australia has ever seen, he always talks about deflections. And the Redbacks, hands in, and then they're running down it and pushing it down the throat of the Wolves at the other end, building that 8-point lead quickly.
Yeah, exactly right. The Wolves have already given up 4 turnovers in the game, but you're right, it's not just the turnovers, it's the deflections, it's disjointing the offense, and then what ends up happening, that final shot might not have been exactly as intended, or you can find other ways to stifle that. But what's caught your eye there is the Redbacks have really just canted out ahead to that 8-point lead.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier about offensive and defensive teams. This Redbacks team's just conceding the 80 points a game, Joondalup Wolves giving away 93. So again, that differential there. And this is what the Redbacks do. They can score. They're a high-octane offense, but their defense over the course of this season has just been getting stronger and stronger, and they're really starting to clamp down on teams.
Yeah, it's one thing to be a really high-scoring team and an entertaining, fast-movement team, but you've got to also put the work in on the defensive end, and the Redbacks seem to be finding that formula.
Yeah.
As we get close to the right time of the year to do so as well, so
Exactly.
very happy with that.
And Coach Nix, he's pretty demanding. If you don't play defense, you're probably not going to get court time. So the players are bought into that theory.
No better incentive than that is to be on the hardwood there as Michaels now moves it to England, who's got the space, but it was closed out there as Aquera comes away with it. He almost looks elegant as he moves and he looks there. He just belies his size. What's he looking? He's now gets it back. He takes a look and decides not yet. Now, well done. Suckers him in. Aquera, oh yeah.
That's a good finish. He just had the taller defender on back heels.
Michaels now back to the outside turnage. England, that was interesting sort of pass, and it almost came unglued. Turnage will somehow find it after all of that. But, a very interesting pass attempt there by England. Sees the Wolves back on the back foot here. Vocal,
You're really pinging the ball around.
Oh, he says shooting's the last option, but, or not always the first option. He did have a good look there. Doesn't find it. Turnage now. Interesting there. He's just sort of willing his team to move for him. He ends up getting it back there after a couple of quick passes into the inside. Well done, well spotted, but the shot lets down the Wolves there as that bounces off for Jolena. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter here. Last shot here to the Redbacks for most of the pass the outside. Aquera, thank you very much. In the corner for three. No. Tap, top.
Oh.
No.
Oh, bit of volleyball at the end there as they tap it back and forth. As
our producer Matt was saying earlier on, there are the volleyball lines on the court there, and it almost came well unstuck there for the Wolves as we came to the last part of that quarter. But, blink and you miss it there after trailing by 7 points. 0
in terms of what he's going to run out there.
Well and truly, but this Wolfpack side is also a very deep squad, so they'll be looking to respond there after they looked like they had come out all guns a-blazing, then guns back in the holster. Here we go. Can they get cooking again? We're back underway. Second quarter live from the Bell1 Oasis. Redbacks hosting the Wolves. Eric McFarlane alongside Andrew Canyon. Pleasure to have your company this very chilly Perth evening as Jolena tries to heat up, and that's always going to be one of those things there when you've got such a big man against you that there's going to be a bit of a tangle as you try to stop that occurring.
Yeah. And pound for pound, I think Vokel's still got a chance there against Giannis. He's got big arms.
He does indeed, and he just has great instincts offensively and defensively.
Oh, Dove shoves Vokel. But they've
what's going on
the
there?
foul on Edmund, I think, actually.
I mean, there was a big thud there, and but Vokel is still just getting his bearings about him.
That was... So what happened? So Vokel gave some hand defense, put his hand right in the face of Dove. Dove didn't like it, gave Vokel a shove after the play, but then I think they've called the foul on Edmund, I think that was it. Or did they call it on Vokel? I'm sorry, I missed that last little detail there.
Yeah, and Vokel's asking that same question now as well. I mean, he just pulled himself up off the court there, and he's come up to find the balls in the jerseys that have the white and green on them, not his. So a little bit of confusion there. Vokel is still moving his head around trying to figure out what's happening, but I don't think he's going to get a satisfactory explanation, or at least to his liking.
No, we play on. Michaels for three.
Yeah, well done, Michaels. Lovely shot on the outside, coming off a 25-point game, and just a wonderful shooter and making it count there.
So let's see how Vokel responds. No doubt still frustrated by that last play.
Well, he put a bit of mustard on that pass. Oh, the wonderful bounce pass. Colton goes up and above. The finish from Maris Colton to give the props there to the assist from Vokel, who just watches Dove put the basket above his head.
The power bounce pass from Vokel to find Colton, who did the right thing and threw it down with two hands. That's what we're here to see.
Oh, you've got to give the people what they want, Andrew.
Exactly right.
There's Tev Jackson with a very, very clear signal. So
Ready for takeoff.
yeah, there's no illusion as to what's happening here if you know what that means. Vokel and Jackson's all alone and, gets the unfriendly rim, but Vokel tries to make it count on the offensive board, doesn't make it, and an opportunity lost there for the Redbacks.
Vokel made himself dizzy with that 360 spin on the rebound, lost track of where the rim was.
Lucky shot in the right direction. Here we go. Dove, well done there. He just initiated a bit of contact there, drew the separation, and that is a very good make underneath the basket there. Hobbs now. He's got the 5 points. I feel as though I haven't called his name that much, though. Well, here's a way to light it up. And no, Colton.
Colton again.
It looked like Inspector Gadget the way his arm came out of nowhere there and gets reward for the effort.
Oh, there's a big screen there.
Big screen, but Wellstead doesn't make it count. He wants a call on his end, but no luck there. Jackson launches up and above. How are the hops there on Tev Jackson? It looked like he had no momentum. Next minute, he has had his head in the rafters. Getting some real highlight, real stuff here. Dove now, well, he is just clinically going about his business, just launching into it. Now up to 9 points.
We got end-to-end action here tonight at the Belmont Oasis. This is a pleasure to watch.
It's a pleasure to watch, pleasure to bring it to you wherever you're watching along. Aquera, he's going to try his luck from downtown. And that doesn't fall. Plays a little bit of keepies off there. The ball just didn't want to be collected, so it goes to the outside.
CJ Turnish stepping back into the game as Christian Gelina steps out.
Aquera as well. Hard-earned break. Oh, how's the understanding there? Colton almost makes an inbound alley-oop play. Great hustle there from the Redbacks to steal that back. Colton goes full steam ahead like a locomotion. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, as we've seen already, Colton willing to just mix it up inside. Attack the rim, make the defender do something.
A bit of a powwow here from the defenders there. As we see Maris Colton now going to the line there. First one is good there for Maris Colton. Colton now up to the 9 points so far for the game, continuing his really good run of form here as well, it must be said. And the second one is good. Do you think there's any, impetus because he is playing against his old side, or is Maris just the sort of person to take that in his stride?
No, there'd have to be a little extra pep in your step, wouldn't there?
Well, I mean, an extra pep in the step at Quintin Dove there. A lot of pep, a lot of step, and a lot of buckets. As a timeout is called there. It looks like Coach Nick's not quite happy with the ease that Quintin is just moving about the court.
Yeah, Coach Nick's will be happy with the offensive production of the Redbacks, but letting them continue to score, letting the Wolves continue to score, he will not be pleasing him. And so I'm sure he'll be reading the riot act to his team saying, pick up your defense.
Well, yeah, we certainly do not want to put a microphone in there. I think it's really well obscured there from that camera if he isn't happy. But it's still a 6-point margin to the way of the home side. The Redbacks there weathering the early storm to still keep the proverbial and the figurative Wolves at bay so far. What's caught your eye here 3 minutes into the second quarter, Andrew?
Yeah, well, I talked about Quintin Dove. A bit slow to get started. He was stuck on 2 points for quite some time. He's now suddenly he's up to 11. So you can't keep a good man down. He must have heard you. There's a reason he's averaging 27 points per game.
That's it. He must have heard you. Get the Photoshop out. He took that personally, Andrew.
He is electric, and he is getting it going now. So the Redbacks being asked the question, how are you going to stop him?
Well, you mentioned there as well in the first quarter, the fact is that as entertaining as Perth can be as we get back underway, it's their defence that Coach Nick's really prides himself on them really accomplishing.
Yeah, exactly. And look at that.
Luxa Fortune, it goes through not the intended hands, but Hobbs will be the one to finish that off. And Hobbs now screaming for some cover there on Brian Michaels. It turns out, well, it looks like he's going to do it. He's wrong-footed. Michaels to the outside, finds Shadina. Shadina goes one way, goes the other way. He's going to give himself a little bit of a dizzy spell. And someone who's having a bit of altitude sickness right now is Quintin Dove getting above the rim. As Hobbs lets the ball roll as if he's Fred Durst.
Clock management at its finest there from Hobbs.
And the collect, step into the paint, takes the shot, a contested shot. Maybe not the right option, but who are we to doubt Hobbs as he's now on defense? Michaels gets it to Dove. Why wouldn't you? The hot hand. And Dove's now trying to get back in, trying to get the offensive board. And unluckily for him, Hobbs is the one with the winning formula. Pass to the outside. Captain Jackson, no, not on that occasion. As Michaels, no cease, just runs it down the court. Shadina, Dove, bucket. Wow.
And Dove has got it going now. He's up to 15 points, I believe. And just keeping this Wolves team clicking over.
It's a 4-point margin here. Bobble there from Baena, and that's, might have just thrown off the footing there. Second guessed himself, took the travel, and the Redbacks, I'm not sure if they look rattled, but they're definitely not having the same composure that they were in the latter part of that first quarter.
That's right. They are. I was just looking at Chelwish Reed just stepped into the game.
Yeah, and he's got the assignment there on Michaels.
And he can be a bit of a spark plug for this team. He can come on often and really get going quickly.
Well, he's definitely getting right up in and under the jersey of Brian Michaels. Gets to Shadina, though, on the corner. He works his way down the baseline. He tries to do the tough man job, and he did really well. I don't think that pass was supposed to go to Reith, but all's well that ends well. Gets to Brighton Hobbs. Aquera, Hobbs. Jackson again is open from beyond the arc, and that's a couple of times there the Joondalup defense has really sagged off him, and to their detriment.
Yeah, and they're really making Aquera a good target at that high post. He's looking to create out of there, finding open shooters. So a good option to have, Aquera there.
Shadina being a big part in trying to facilitate here. Dove is shot down well by Jackson. Turnage now, he's going to try his luck. Goes against his former teammate, and he says, hey, did that against you on the practice court, now I'm doing it against you on the real thing.
CJ Turnage, so strong, upper body strength, just able to get to the basket.
Shadina just a little overzealous there. You can see what he was trying to do there. We saw Aquera early in the game just not have that awareness on his blind side there. Almost was pickpocketed. I think it was Wellsteed earlier in the game, but on that occasion there, Shadina just maybe a little too greedy, a little too forceful there, but the intention is definitely something they're looking at.
Jacob Formosa come in for Tim Jackson, hit that last three, and then gets the reward on the bench.
Oh, that one was a little ambitious there. Shadina in the right spot, right time that occasion. Turnage goes all the way down, and really well done in the transition D. And just having a look there, there's a little bit of a conversation going on with referee Easter and Coach Morrell. Maybe not loving what's going on with maybe some of the reserves players.
Yeah. Does seem to be indicating that way, doesn't he? Having a little chat.
Maybe saying, hey, look, if you're going to sit on the bench, you sit on the bench. We don't need you getting into the far corner there and trying to, get into their ears and play the mindset game. I don't know.
It's like a good school teacher there. He's just giving them a warning.
Yeah.
Don't do it again, kids.
And Turnage, well, he'll keep doing it again if he can get to the basket and make it count. That's a couple now in a row there for CJ. Hobbs wanting movement, wants the screen, he gets it. Dove reads it well, actually, stops Hobbs for most of the things about it. Gets it to Hobbs, it goes around, goes above Giannis, and while Giannis was trying to close that off, Joel says, thank you, I'll just wait there in case it misses.
Yeah, Jelena just failed to box out there, and Vainina was there with open arms.
5 points the margin here. Been a bit of a swings and roundabouts sort of deal here in this quarter. Certainly was in the first. Oh, the no-look pass. Maybe a little too clever there. Reith, Formosa.
And that should be a goal, Tim. And it is.
This is why you are the expert analysis. And not just the plays themselves that they unfold, but the official calls. And you were spot on there as they tried to desperately stop that fast break, and unsuccessfully as it was. 7 points the margin. Shadina, yes. Formosa says, yeah, that's mine, as if there was any doubt who that was going to be called on. That's just...
He's such an honest player, you know.
That's just trying to get brownie points where there's probably no brownie points to say, yeah, it was you. It's like the little kid that jumps into the ice cream and has the face full of chocolate ice cream. It's like, of course it was you. Who else was it going to be? Be that as it may. Goes now. Oh, Dove.
Look out.
Ready for takeoff.
My goodness. Quintin Dove.
Dove took off, but the clay shooters came out and just took him down, much to the chagrin of the crowd, who, even though it would have been against them, were ready to watch some aerial goodness. Not to be.
The double clutch, so close to coming off. I was here for it.
Well, they just cost themselves a poster there on that one. I'm seeing a lot of posters around here. They do it well here at the Redbacks. First one is good for Dove. Now up to 16 points, and he is not just a headache, he's a full-blown migraine right now for the Redbacks.
He sure is, and that's the best way to stop him. Have him sent to the bench by his own coach.
Yes. Well, okay, we've seen two unorthodox ways. One, try and take him out as he goes to the dunk, and then just let fatigue play its part. Formosa now. Honest Jake, as we call him. And he finds a way. No one wanted to guard him, so he said, I will go and look like the ABC logo, just circling loop-de-loop.
Quite the magnificent finish from Formosa there.
It was quite elegant. It's like a swan. A basketball-playing swan, as it were. Anyway, Michael's on the outside. I don't think you can give him that much space.
No,
and
beautiful release on that jumper.
just a bit of a lapse there that Coach Nix won't be happy with. I'm not going to get in his gaze there. One hand is on the hip there, so warning signs there for a Redbacks player. And there's the second hand on the hip as the ball is taken away by Brian Michaels. He stops, he props, he watches everyone goes by. The world passes him by as he takes 2 points.
Brian Michaels getting going now. Danger signs here for the Redbacks.
That's it. It's a 2-point margin, so they still have the lead, but it does seem as though momentum and running is with the Wolves. Aquera has a look, takes a step back. Hobbs is open. Well, not as open as he thought he was. Turnage read that well.
And Hobbs, a lot of reliance on the three-point shot so far tonight. When he's at his best, he's getting 2 feet in the key and creating. At the moment, they've got him into a jump shooting role.
Guess who? Oh, geez. You wouldn't have predicted that one there. Michaels had too much time, it seemed. Hobbs now, there you go, penetrates the paint, and you're earning your bucks tonight, Andrew.
Thank you. Brighton Hobbs just must have overheard what I was saying.
Use your indoor voice. Giannis now, that was quite a mismatch there. Reith was trying, I think everyone is a mismatch for Giannis, so that's a bit unfair on Chatty, but Michaels, the pass over the top there, and Turnage, with David Aquera bearing down on him, manages to get the basket. I don't know if he could even see the basket. That's instinct.
It's fantastic play, just strength. Mentioned his upper body strength earlier. Again there. And Reith gets a seat on the bench for his troubles. Colton back in the game. Vokel. And David Aquera, interesting watching him at the offensive end. A lot of attempting to create out of that high post. He's not really looking for his shot or his own offense this time, really trying to facilitate for his teammates. Be interesting to see if they try to make more of a target of him as the game goes by.
Yeah, it's a good point. And, oh, well, there you go. I'm sorry, have you got the Grey Sports Almanac out here? You are just spoiling this game for everyone who's watching along on the NBL1 app.
Had a little chat to Biff, before they got all the insights.
Although it looked like the Wolves were ready to go. Not on that occasion. Formosa tries to get that one curled around. Now, the Wolves to take the lead. No, Dove manages, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. Repeat the question. We're going to
Eric McFarlane with the commentary call, ladies and gentlemen.
That was just a whirlwind of emotion. We didn't know what was happening, but the end result here is that it's with the Redbacks after multiple attempts. This is a cracking game here. The Redbacks now trailing by 1. The Wolves have had the running in the last couple of minutes. We're in the last minute of the second. Aquera, lovely pass. Bokel, Hobbs, very close there. Looked like it was a bit of movement off the air, but he did well. And now...
An unsportsmanlike foul called.
Wow, that is a big call there. And it's just one of those, I reckon that's just a technical letter of the law call, because certainly wasn't Bryden Hobbs' intention to try and go for the MMA ankle lock there, but he was just reaching out in desperation, trying to get that ball, and trips his opponent, and Hobbs still not happy with it. He's pointing at Brian Michaels. Yeah, that's wise.
And you've gone from an 80% free throw shooter to a 70% free throw shooter on the line just with that move.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to call an unsportsmanlike, give it to the right person. And Hobbs has the right to question that. Michaels, well, didn't really matter in the end. He still gets the first. Can he make it a wonderful duo here? He can indeed. So now sends it to the three-point margin, and the Wolves, as Jordan Wellsteed right in front of us there, was having a chat there with the official. It looked like he was preparing to inbound it, and Coach Morrell said, no, you're coming for a spell here. Give that one to Gabe. Stina to Michaels now. Michaels is, as you said, growing into this game. Oh, Vokel, those active hands. Gets it to Hobbs. Hobbs, oh, he tries to make his way. There was traffic in his way. Aquera says, I'll clean that mess up. But looked like he was ready to launch, but just I guess a miscommunication. Formosa just ran right in front of him.
Yeah, just traffic appeared where it wasn't expected. So luckily Aquera there to clean up and get the 2.
Here we go. About 7 seconds between game clock and shot clock. To be interesting how deep the Wolves take this. Well, they won't get the option there, as that loose handle sees the ball go to the outside. 14 seconds on the clock in this first half, and it'll be the Redbacks to take it down. Will they take the lead with them to the halftime break? We'll soon find out. Bryden Hobbs, ball in hand, game in hand. Colton, whoa, that's a tough one. Vokel, well read by Michaels, and he throws it up on the buzzer. Well, the shot doesn't count, but I think the defensive stop was just as well received and appreciated by the coaching staff of the Wolves. What a cracking game we have here after the visitors took a 7-0 lead in the very first minutes of the game. The Redbacks clawed that back and took edge. My name is Eric McFarlane. Alongside me is Andrew Canyon, and Andrew, as we're about to get underway, what can we expect from this game?
Well, I'm hoping we get another half that was like the first half, because that was sensational. And there's a big crowd here tonight. A couple of shout-outs. Adam Westerhout's here. Full court fitness is fantastic. We've got Neil Barnard here supporting his Wolves. Superstars all throughout the crowd. It's a fantastic atmosphere.
He's a great man. Neil obviously does a lot of stuff, not just with Joondalup, but Jake as well. Jeez, we got all of the alumni here for this game. As the
Jake Singleton, another great NBL1 commentator.
As well, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so everyone has come out for this game here, and why would you not with how this game is shook out? There's Michaels for 3. My goodness, he gives a kiss to the crowd, but I think we should be showing him the affection. What a shot that is, and he keeps his merry ways going in this game.
Just the hits keep coming as they bust out to a 4-point lead. Start this third quarter.
Okay, looking for his options straight away, and there's Colton, man alone, and oh, maybe he's deserted for too long. He was seeing things because he's missed the basket. Michaels to Turnage, and he's got space, and he just needed a little bit more mustard on that hot dog there.
Dodged a bullet there, because that was a good look for Turnage. That would have put him out to a lead.
Inia tried to go in hard. They actually got a pretty good look there, but just too much to do there in that situation. He now tries to close down Michaels. Now Wellsteed, here we go. Giannis backing in. He's met with a double, and that's what you got to do. You got to put the pressure on the big man, but you don't want to do it at the expense of Brian Michaels, who almost makes the Redbacks pay, but they're good enough to collect the rebound.
Turnage did all the work of getting good rebounding position there. They just couldn't keep the control of it to score the 2 points. Now the Redbacks looking to reassert themselves.
Jackson, lovely look across court. Hobbs tries to sucker him in. Quintin now, well, oh no. No, says CJ Turnage, and the official says, yes, you have transgressed.
Brian Michaels didn't like it either. He came storming in to want to have a word to say. Got a little warning from the assistant referee there. So just chill.
Yeah, we actually saw some tensions heat up on the bench as well in that second quarter. The Wolves got a little bit of a polite talking to by the officials. So
yeah. This game means a lot to both these teams, and they are both acting and demonstrating that.
Yeah, certainly. It's real. You look back as, that's going to be a kick in the guts for Maris to miss that one. But you look back at certain games and they just grow with more significance as the season goes on, as you're trying to get that really good position there in the finals. And Quintin goes 0-2, like a lead balloon there. But it was interesting. I was reading a interview from Coach Joseph of Geraldton a couple of weeks ago. And he was talking about these games are the really important ones because you really want to shore up that position, not only in their situation, the top 2, but top 4, because that home court in the finals is so important. Yeah. And so that's the difference, and that's what's on the line here, where you've got 4th place Perth taking on 6th place Joondalup. They do it wonderfully here at the Redbacks, and we know what they do with your man Neil Bernard as well in Joondalup ways. Michaels takes that rebound now, Turnage. Goes to the outside. Michaels has got space again.
Good ball movement here from the Wolves, but closing down each option from the Redbacks.
This one's going up. It has to go up. And there was just even a bridge too far for Brian on that occasion. The pass to the inside. Hobbs goes up the baseline.
Just bobbled it at the last minute.
I think he's
wanted to dunk it.
Yeah, his eyes lit up there, and they got bigger than his stomach, and he just forgot that he needed to hold on to the ball, as Brian Michaels also makes the cardinal sin of not holding on to the basketball. Yes. So high risk, high reward basketball being played. Raquel, just those rapid hands. He almost passes it before he has it. Quintin's got all the time in the world. He suckers in Dove. Vainina tries to get to Hobbs. Michaels closes that off. So great defense being played, but the step around, but just, he did all the hard part, didn't he, Andrew?
It was a $1 million move with a 10-cent finish. As Hobbs just fails to hit the jumper.
Wow, geez. And people are saying that inflation is on the rise. Anyway, Turnage, wonderful work there. Just creates space there through a lovely step. And the visitors have it out to a 6-point margin now. And Turnage says, whoops, my bad. We'll have to reset here.
And this is interesting. This is the time where normally Coach Nix would turn to somebody like Louis Timms and say, come in, get us a couple of buckets, settle the team, use your experience. Doesn't have that option tonight. So
that re-aggravation of the injury is aggravating the coaching staff. Vokel, well, he just got given the invitation. He took the invitation, but then his name was taken off the guest list when he arrived. Turnage now taking a little bit of the pace out of it there. They're being patient, they're being considered. And why would you not when you can consider Quintin Dove surefire money on the outside?
He's got all the artillery.
Up to 22.
Yeah, yep. Plenty of points inside. Now he's working outside.
Oh, wonderful work there.
And one. As the throw gets damaged.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to go up, but I don't think that he had any intentions of doing so, but he managed to fool everyone. And like a magician that doesn't tell his secrets, he's managed to bring somehow Tev Jackson along for the ride, who now has a chance to get that third after this play.
And it's an important point with the lead up to 7 now for the Wolves. Brought back to 6.
Well, it's a good point. I mean, there's been a couple of times now where both sides have had that 7 to 10 point lead, so they can score quickly and they can get on runs. And there's only so many times you can go back and forth with that, because at some stage it's the end of the fourth quarter. That's how time works.
It is.
Turnage finds Dove on the outside. Dove goes in, takes the dribble and takes a contact, takes the floor, takes 2 points. He's just all take. He's a terrible boyfriend. To the outside, Quintin I'm sure he's a wonderful partner. I apologise in advance. Just turning a phrase as Jackson tries to turn it up for his team. No luck on that occasion. It was a good look again, though, wasn't it?
It was. But now this is getting into a little bit of nervous territory here for the Redbacks as they're failing to trouble the scorer.
Well, that's it. You said that they do pride themselves on, that offense and being high scoring. Wellsteed, well, he went several ways to Sunday on that one, but whilst it looked like chaos on the outside, he was just like a duck swimming. He was just calm on the inside.
And that's given them the 10-point margin halfway through this third quarter.
Quick hands. Sorry, Colton, he's open on the... Oh, he's been kicking himself now. That's probably a good handful. Oh, Vocal, speaking of handfuls, takes the basketball away, but there's been a handful of shots from Colton that you back him to make. Jackson tries to make a really tough shot and doesn't come away with the bucket. Now, Wellstead goes up
with the scoop,
and he looks into the crowd.
And
he looks
at technical.
I apologise. He wasn't looking at the crowd. He was looking at the official. It just seemed like the way he was very forceful that he was trying to make a point to the away crowd.
He was screaming and won, and he said it twice, and the second one was too much for the referee.
Well,
that's the technical.
That's not going to be very well received there by Joondalup. But it was very demonstrative, and that's why I thought it was actually towards the crowd, which again, it's still not a good look, but you can't just scream at the official for a call because they're going to do exactly what's happening and send Hobbs to the line. Wait a minute, there's a bit of a conversation going on here. Wait, Wellstead is now got the towel on. Has he been ejected?
Is it a double?
He's been set. He's been ejected.
Given it away. They've given it the two check.
Wow, that is big there. And he just put the towel on, waved to the crowd, and that's the end of Jordan Wellstead for tonight, I guess.
What a way to go.
He had somewhere to be. It's not that far a drive from Joondalup to Belmont Oasis, but he had somewhere to be.
And so that it's a very interesting point of the game now. So what would have been a real momentum gainer for the Wolves as they went up to 12 points, suddenly they've still got the 10-point margin, but the atmosphere is different.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, because it was a wonderful play. It was a great transition. It was something that could suck the air out of a crowd, suck the air out of your opposition, and all of a sudden it's revitalised the Redbacks, albeit 10 points to the bad at the moment. Colton, lovely pass, inside, Jackson finishes, and there we go. You can just feel that energy starting to come from the home side now.
And Jackson pressing defensively, 94 feet.
Oh, that's a little too easy there, worked out. Dove has the lane and takes it to the basket. Quick movement there, the quarterback style pass. Goes through Colton. Yeah, Giannis.
And he's
again
taking one to the face.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's not in a good way. No malice, of course, in that one there, but, even the elite athletes at that sort of reach can be a bit gangly.
Yep.
Certainly was very apologetic straight away there. But Colton now will try and just get a bit more vision in that left eye and then make it count from the free throw line.
So Jordan Wellstead is leading the game. He was up to 7 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
It'll be a talking point during the week, and you'd be sure any time, despite the game situation, that one of your really important key players in Wellstead there is off the court for the rest of the game just through ill discipline. That's not what you would expect there. I mean, it's just going to be... Oh, well done, Vocal with the steal all the way. Two-hand! Well done, Vocal.
The veteran. Still got some spring in those legs.
Indeed, he's got spring in his hands as well. He is just a menace.
That's that momentum we were talking about.
Dove now, he's going to try his luck, and why wouldn't you, the way he is shooting? I don't think it's a luck anymore. He's now the house in this situation.
He's a bona fide superstar.
Hobbs, you've got Michaels for company. Usually pleasant company, except if you're against him on the basketball court, but uses the Jackson assistance there to work his way around it, and a really good make there from Brighton. Again, well, that was very close to the line, it has to be said. Referee's in the best situation, and now a foul being called there. Blocking call has it been?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Maris Colton trying to say that the contact was initiated with that forearm, which we have seen several times in the league this year. As soon as it's that second motion and it is the forearm that extends, and then the attack at the basket, that it's actually the attacking player that is, it is disciplined for that one, but not on this occasion, or at least we didn't have the best vantage of that. Maris thought he had the best anyway. CJ Turnage is at the line here. No good. Well, that was a little bit of a...
Ball don't lie.
Yes.
That's what they say.
Lovely pass there. Jackson and Hobbs. O'Hara's back on the court now as well for the Redbacks. So obviously on a managed program, as it were, and this is a key moment. He played a little bit of patty cake on the back there for a moment of Collins, but all's fair, says the official there.
Now, Edmund with his hands full.
Oh, well.
And does well out of it.
Well, I think you have underestimated the hands there of Edmund, because they were well and truly up for the occasion there. Not only deflecting the ball, but managing to have it collect the Joondalup jersey on the way through as well.
Good defensive stop there.
Again, he just keeps on rolling there. He loves that clock management there. Every second counts in the book of Hobbs. Goes for three now. There we go.
And that's important to hit there. Gets it back to 5 points. Redbacks stay within touch.
Well, certainly 5 points, while you're not on the right side of the margin, it won't be a huge concern at this stage. Still a lot of time to go. Turnage, though, lovely work. Pass to the inside. But, well, Collins just lost track of where he was, it seems, there with the foot on the line. And
yeah, maybe perhaps the extra painted lines on this court surface had him flummoxed.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're colourblind, you've got no chance of being in the same court unless you, I guess, never played basketball before. So just a little bit of a lapse in judgment, a sloppy error there for the Wolves, and especially at a time when the Redbacks are at the gate.
Yep.
Well, it's definitely a considered approach. They certainly want to make every inch of the court count there. Hobbs now collects and moves. He gets it back from Edmund now. He's met by two, or at least Jolina was loose on it, but he is very good at creating space where there is none. His perfect travel accessory there.
He's got a big bag of tricks, Brighton Hobbs, as Aquera gives up the foul and the one to come.
It was really well done there by Collins. He obviously, I was saying, not my apologies, it wasn't Collins, it was Jolina, but, just a case of where needed to find something there with the momentum going the other way of the Wolves at the moment. And the basket is important, and a chance to just keep on powering at that 5 to 6 point lead. No good there. Dove, well, he certainly was flying there. I'm not sure if it was assisted or not, but either way, the Redbacks come away with it. Hobbs into Aquera.
Fade away.
Fades away, and that was delightful. That was poetry in motion there.
And they're going to need some more offense from Aquera into this fourth quarter as well.
Well, you mentioned he had been more so looking to facilitate rather than be the end result, but you're right, that looked really good.
Come crunch time.
Oh, that's interesting. They just all sagged up and said, who dares wins? And like Mike Whitney, they came away winners. The Redbacks and Hobbs, the dribble.
Oh my goodness, with the move.
Brighton Hobbs raising the stakes here. Lovely footwork there, going through traffic as if there was none. It's now a 1 point ball game. Dove, he tries to make something happen.
Hobbs
no luck.
Again.
Hobbs, he's calling for the foul from behind there, but it's claimed a fair steal. So he was trying to charge with all the momentum there, and he's pickpocketed from behind. He disagrees with the methods, but here we go. 10 seconds between shot clock and game clock, and the foul called again as Jolina just forces the issue. That's a couple of times now in the last minute where he's just taken the bit between the teeth and attacked the basket.
Yeah, just got head and shoulders past Edmund there. Edmund tried really hard to trail and finish with the block, but just the extra body contact called. And Jolina to the line for two, with just the 1 point margin in it now.
First one is good for Jolina. Now up to 6 points so far for the night, and it's really just been the timing. He has stepped up when his side has needed, and very crucial baskets here. 17 seconds to go in the third quarter, 3 points to margin. Can't imagine that the Redbacks are going to rush this in. You can tell that right now by the way that Hobbs is advancing the ball. So,
expect the screen to be set for Hobbs. No?
No, it's given to Vokel. And he decides he's going to shoot it up after several bouts of consternation. And Aquera was pleading for it on the outside. Vokel says probably could have done that one a little bit differently, but what a ball game we've got here with just 10 minutes to go, 3 points to margin, and both sides are just right at the gate here. They're not giving any backwards inch at all here. And Andrew, how do you see this one shaking out?
Facilitated.
I'm not sure he's been ejected for the stadium. He's in the chain.
I'm jazzing it up, my friend. I'm jazzing it up.
And that is now the image of Jordan Wellstead sitting in the parking lot, just twiddling his thumbs, getting very cold on this night in his jersey and shorts. But it's an interesting thing, you're right. It could be a pivotal moment because when not only any player, I think we did gloss over it during the call just because of how pulsating the action was, but that's the skipper of the side. And you expect, and of course we don't know the ins and outs of exactly what caused the outburst after the initial technical foul, but
yeah.
You know, when your skipper is the one that loses their composure, you know, you go, well, that's the person supposed to be leading the way, and you can sort of lose your head a little bit. But having said that, 3 points. You had Christian Jolina step up there as well, just when it looked like the Redbacks were going to get back over the top of things.
Yeah.
For the Redbacks, who are you to look out for in this quarter here? If the Redbacks are to come back and win this in front of the home side, why is that going to happen?
Well, I think Brighton Hobbs will continue to do his thing, but I think Tevin Jackson is when he gets a roll on, good things happen. If he can get the ball in his hands, create out of that small forward position, point guard, small forward, he's so versatile, then I think that can really unlock some potential options for the Redbacks.
Here we go. 10 minutes to go here in this absorbing contest on a Friday night. NBL1 West again proving why the action out west is best. Eric McFarlane alongside Andrew Canyon. Pleasure to have your company. Thank you very much for joining us. Giannis goes to the outside. Guess who on the outside? Jolina again stepping up to the plate, knocking it out of the park for three.
Good hit there.
Hobbs now. As the Billy Joel cranks through the stadium here, they need to start the fire now. As Aquera tries to find his way, but that is a tough task with all 219 centimetres of Giannis to try and contend with.
Just too tall. Can't get over it.
That's tall by basketball standards. That's tall by giant standards. That is tall by going into the Guinness Book of World Records standards. How are you supposed to try and hit a basket past that?
You don't. You pass the ball.
It's a simple game.
It's Formosa.
And there's Formosa, and he ran out of court. He ran out of court, and that was whistled from a long ways away, but official Easter was absolutely adamant there. He was whistling with more fever than Marvin the Martian in Space Jam. Wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that, and robbing the crowd of a highlight play. Just need to make those courts a little bit wider.
No, I think the call was the highlight play.
Our officials are great here in the NBL1 West. No officials here trying to make it about them, which is great. They do a wonderful job.
They do indeed.
Turnage takes a step back, and that is a tough shot to make. And, you know, with a degree of difficulty, it's not a surprise. And that goes off the boot. It ricochets, comes back. Edmund for three. That one takes the rim. And Turnage is not giving us a chance to take a breath there. Although Hobbs will pull up the break. Michaels will pass out. Guess who? Christian Jolina. Christian Jolina.
Back-to-back triples for Jolina.
I'm going to say it again. Jolina, just in case the Redbacks players aren't aware he exists at the moment. As Formosa tries to make that happen and doesn't quite.
And I think the Redbacks will be needing a timeout, if nothing else, just to get some substitutions onto this court.
9 points the margin here. A bucket here would put it into double digits and really pose a lot of questions here.
The big man.
Oh, geez. A couple of times they've dared him to take that shot, the Redbacks. Not necessarily all the way from beyond the arc, but you know, it's one of those things you just can't not when you've got that much space. Oh, that was a wonderful bit of athleticism there. Sort of just wriggled and looked like a bit of a slinky there going through the D.
Yeah, I thought he might have gotten away with a travel. But,
I was trying to politely say that.
Just quietly. But the referee didn't see it, so they played on and he got the foul call.
It would be awfully rude within 30 seconds of giving our officials a wrap to then say that they missed a travel. But it did look very slinky-like. But Aquira won't worry about that right now as he's at the line.
No, the Redbacks desperate to find some points any way they can at the moment, as the Wolves have just been hitting a couple of threes, mainly Jolene. I shouldn't say the Wolves, it's just been Jolena.
That's right.
Bang, bang.
But it has been really a product of their great ball movement as well, allowing him to get so open. Aquera tries to make the second one count. He does. Important. Brings it to 8 points here. So in a game that is really seesawing more than a community playground, here we go.
This is the danger man with the ball. Hobbs showing him the respect. It's the double comes.
That's it, yeah. Not giving him any space. Jackson is strong. Turnage is strong. A whole bunch of strong play. And the ball,
no, they've got a foul. And a technical foul.
Wow. The officials are not taking any guff tonight. They're Hobbs being politely told by his coach just go to the huddle and just not get himself into any more trouble, because we've seen the skipper of the Wolves be sent, as you said, out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Not even allowed to be a part of it. Maybe embellishing that a little bit, but Hobbs has been testing his luck, though, it has to be said, throughout this game. He's been very vocal with the officials, it must be said.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a player that wears his heart on his sleeve. And I think that time, I'm not even sure he was actually directing his ire towards the referee. So I think that's probably what he's most frustrated about.
Wait a minute, what is... We're getting whistles aplenty.
And now
shots wait, no, Hobbs is being sent out. Oh my word, what a game changer here. We thought the ejection of Jordan Wellstead was big, but now we see Bryden Hobbs making his way to the change room. The officials are not taking any stick tonight. And now that is a huge blow. And it must be said, it is the real scoring dynamic machine. And when they're 10 points down, that's what the Redbacks need, are points.
This is one we need to see the game review, I think, just to see where these... Because I didn't notice the second technical being called.
It was interesting. It looked like cooler heads had prevailed. We saw the coach try to move Hobbs away into the huddle to not put himself into trouble.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Giannis goes in. That's no trouble for him. Lovely work there, and now it goes beyond the double-digit margin here. 11 points here. Joondalup now with that momentum. Ball goes along the baseline. Colton wheels around, has a look himself, doesn't get the look he wants. So Vianina takes a step back from the corner.
He hits the three.
Joel Vianina, he is just he belies his size from beyond the arc. He's got a lovely shooting motion that just seems to get better the range that he gets. Turnage now attacks the rim, and
good finish from Turnage there.
Well, that's it. Changed his momentum mid-air there. Wonderfully worked. Jackson goes downhill, tries to just head straight to the basket. Aquera, well, that's why you pay him the big bucks. That's why you sign him to the 3-year contract. He's the man who makes it happen when it needs to be done.
8 points in this game. 6 minutes 50 in the fourth quarter. Wolves with a comfortable lead, but in this context of the game, it doesn't seem comfortable.
Yeah, there's nothing comfortable about this game at all. And the tap there, to the protests that were quickly muted, given the precedents that have been set. But the Redbacks thought that they had done enough there to sort of get the deflection off the Joondalup players, but no luck, and they reset. 7 on the shot clock here. Shadina buzzing around there, causing a distraction. And now he's made space. Michaels makes his room. And, Michaels gets his own rebound.
Look out.
Well, Quintin, Dove flies through, collects the offensive board, and just continues his game. We spoke earlier on about how Tage Morrell might be taking the Foot Locker voucher to Joondalup. Quintin Dove might be taking his own voucher with him too.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish. Going in again for three. Does everything but.
Oh, and he just looks up in despair. He's like, why does this rim hate me? Because that looked good out of the hands. No pressure now for Joondalup to force the pace, but we know that they like to rack up the scores. It's already a 92-82 game.
Step back three.
Just stepped back a little too far there. The range just off kilter. Colton races like a colt. Vainina just ran into trouble and got stuck in the wardrobe. Vokel with the hands and takes the contact. Contact was fair.
No call,
Colton
mate.
takes the step, steps back. 1, 2, 3. No.
Falls off the rim. And Vokel fouled. Oh, and there's a bit more going on too.
This is getting very heated. It's been just throughout the game, it seems like the tensions have been simmering. They've boiled over a couple of times as we saw Captain Jordan Wellsteed sent out of the game. We saw Bryden Hobbs sent out of the game, and there's just, it's that fever pitch at the moment. It's
absolutely
about ready to put the pasta in. That's how much it's boiling.
The al dente by the end of this game. Vokel to the line to
trying to put an al dente in this margin here. It's a big moment. He needs to make it count here. I know there's still plenty of time left, but it just seems as though, that one, someone just might have just tightened that rim a little too much, because that looked good as well. Second one is good.
Makes the correction. Vokel pushes defensively up the court.
The kid in front of us almost wore that. I wouldn't get too close, and now...
And the late whistle, but it was probably there.
Yep.
Jelena took one to the face.
So now that will be, I think, the third team foul, and you got to imagine, just with the liberal use of the whistle here and trying to get control of the game, especially if those tensions continue to boil, that could be an issue coming into the last part of this game. So, again, we know, obviously, Bryden Hobbs now not further part in this game, but Vokel is second in the league when it comes to steals. So they like to get active. They like to disrupt on defense, the Redbacks.
Here's the danger man. Duff. Beautiful. Still, it didn't go, but it looks so good.
You almost give him style points, but they count for nothing on the scoreboard, which is where it matters. Jackson, the captain, goes in with a big bucket. His team needed that, and I think also Ted needed that as well. This could be a big moment for him. 7 points to margin here. Again, you can see the pace being taken out of the game here. Jelena. Jelena took a walk there, and Vokel is pointing to the fact that Jelena was disputing the call, trying to maybe say, wait a minute, there's been a precedent set here. We're not taking any back tack. But Vokel, still asking the questions like, well, where is the line here? And Colton tries to get it from behind the three-point line.
Colton struggled from beyond the three tonight.
Yeah, just
elects to pass it on.
Jackson now.
All that.
Yeah, that was always going to be a tough make there, even though he did create separation there, but he was just a little off balance there. You can see there in the background, Michael's about to come on as well after a rest. Turnage, just ball on a string, but the string broke. Jackson goes down the court. Okwera!
Oh my goodness, man at the rim.
Oh my word. Well, that would have maybe shook the very foundations of this stadium if that had come off, but the Joondalup side playing the role of party poopers here.
These players are here to play. There is intensity oozing off this court. As Aguero tried to ram it, got met at the summit. The whistle blew, then finally he just threw one down with ferocity after the whistle, just in case.
Just in case, no play on advantage in this code, unfortunately, for the Redbacks fans. And see Vokel just as this first shot. That a couple times now, that first shot has been no good. Can he make the adjustment here?
Can't leave points on the line, especially with the clock now becoming an enemy of the Redbacks. Just 4:13 left in the game. So every point critical.
Second one is good there, so he's at least predictable. So you know what you're going to get. Won't be exactly what the Redbacks want at the moment. Jolena, who's really stepped up in this second half, has been a big part as to why the Joondalup side hold the 6-point advantage here. Turnage now draws the crowd. He's now got Joel Vinena to deal with.
4 on the shot clock.
That's it. Here we go. It's going to go up. Is it going to go up? It is just in time. And can it be rebounded over the back? Well done. Well read by Tev Jackson. He found that.
Colton wants it up. No, he doesn't get it.
Well, Jackson's going to go all the way to the hoop himself. The skipper says, you know what, I have a responsibility, I've taken it on, and he makes it good. 4 points the margin. You cut the tension with a knife, Andrew Canyon.
You sure can. Tevin Jackson, just a masterclass in being able to cut to the rim and create an athletic layup finish. Just been doing it all season, last season. So we're just checking back on the, okay, so we're just checking some details with the Wellsteed. So it was the 2 technicals for Wellsteed that got him eliminated. But with Hobbs, he had an unsportsmanlike foul earlier. And so then the technical after that led to his ejection, which we had forgotten about. So well done, thanks to Matt in our production booth.
And it was one of those things because the unsportsmanlike, I recall it now, was pretty innocuous. It was the hook of the leg as he was reaching for the ball, and it's just one of those, you know, as much as an unsportsmanlike can be a ticky touch would call, it's you know, obviously the player's safety there, especially if you're grabbing at an ankle, is no good. But yeah, unfortunate there. That's why Matt is just the guru when it comes to the bits and bobs here. He's probably going to shake his head at me when I look at him now and say he's doing a great job. But no, he gives me a smile. I'll take that.
It's a team game. Even in the commentary booth, it's team working it. Bring it here. Vision, sound, the whole bit.
Here we go. Michael's back on the court here. He's had a good game as well. In fact, it's hard to find too many that have had a bad game. It's been a high-quality affair. Dove, the highest of quality, just can't get that one to fall. And here we go. Jackson has stepped it up like a leader in this last quarter. Takes the step. Aquera calling for movement there. Colton,
doesn't want that shot. That's
it's going to go off Michaels there, so they'll get a reprieve there, the Redbacks. But you can see exactly what you're talking about there. Colton hasn't had a great night from beyond the arc and just, you know, got in his head about that one.
Yep. You got to take those shots. If they're there, you got to take them.
There we go. 10 seconds here. Oh, there we go. Colton's got his chance. Steps up to the plate. Oh, it falls short. Vinena is good enough to get the offensive board and the putback. It's a 2-point game here.
A predictable shot from Colton allows the rebounders to get in position and to then create the 2 points. So he's got to keep firing away. And a foul called there as Michaels is hit hard.
Yeah, the shove was called there, and that'll be now the 4th team foul for the Redbacks. So we spoke about it briefly a couple of minutes ago, but in a close game with less than 3 minutes to go, the next foul will put the Wolves on the foul line. So you can now ask the question of the defender. You can actually put them in that 2-mind, force them to make a decision about, you know, attacking the paint. And we've seen they've had no hesitation in attacking hard here, like the Dove. Jolena as well, although we've seen his big 3-point shots, he has driven with quite the penetration. Here's Turnage. 6 on the shot click. Dove. Michaels, he's deep in deep waters. Can he sink or swim?
And no basket.
No.
Shot clock violation. Close.
Exactly right.
Very close, but
we've waxed lyrical about how the Redbacks have been rolling the ball down the court to, you know, get time. There we go. Case in point for a moment. Yeah, how many milliseconds are going to be the deciding factor in this game? It's going right down the wire as we thought we had. Colton with a fake. Jackson wanting maybe the screen or wanting movement from Aquera. Now he gets the ball from deep and it falls to the outside off the rim there.
Yeah, just not enough ball movement there. It's just a bit of back and forth action resulting in Jackson basically just having to fire that one away. With just 2-point margin there, they need to find better ways to the basket, more productive avenues.
And we're going to get a timeout here as that occurs. 2 minutes 13 left on the clock. 2 points the margin. And if you've only just tuned in, you've missed a heck of a game. And even though you're going to see the conclusion of this one, go back and give it a whirl. It has had everything. We've had ejections, we've had unsportsmanlike, we have technical, but onto the positive stuff, we've seen some virtuoso performances from the likes of Quintin Dove for the Wolves, and also Tev Jackson's really stepped it up, the 19 points and the 6 boards, really stepping up as a leader.
Exactly, yeah. You know, we said coming into this fourth quarter, it was going to need to be Tevin Jackson who steps up. He's done just that. Fantastic to see. They haven't quite got over the summit, though. The Wolves, they've seen every challenge off from the Redbacks so far. Can they withstand this latest and potentially last challenge that they've got put to them? 92-90, anybody's game. High-quality affair here at the Belmont Oasis. And setting up a great weekend of NBL1 basketball.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's usually if you're putting together a boxing card, mixed martial arts, professional wrestling, what it is, you usually build up to your main event. But this is a heck of a benchmark that's being set right here in this game. We're going to have to put this one over multiple nights. Can't just have one main event this weekend.
And now full court pressure from the Redbacks as they make the Wolves think about it.
Well, the Wolves have got 17 turnovers for the game so far. We know they like to share the ball, but we also know that the Redbacks like to disrupt. Can they disrupt? That's going to be a charge. That's going to be a charge. Well called there by the official. Colton was set, and really, the Wolves had no business knocking him off his feet in that occasion. He was set for the long hole there. Really well done and well read by Maris Colton.
And that's the third foul on Quintin Dove, so no real concern from him from a personal foul situation.
Both teams now in the bonus if they go to the line. Vainina for 3. No, that one goes over the back. Well collected by Jelena. Sound like a broken record, but Jelena is just really almost like the Clag glue, holding the team together here when they're being challenged.
Oh, I hope he's stronger than Clag.
Yeah. Oh, Giannis being dared again. Can he make the pay? He can't, so they're going to keep on daring him. Double dare him. Jackson now, it looked like he was attacking the rim, but he pulls up. He just realized he didn't have the support yet. Aquera thinks about it.
Oh, and there's nobody there.
Well, you could see what he was thinking, but just not quite having that chemistry. Sometimes you see with these players that come midway through the season, it can take a few rounds to get that absolute pitch-perfect chemistry going on. And here we go, minute 26 to go. Still the 2-point margin, so we've had about a minute of play with no addition to the score on either side.
No, but the tension has built.
Turnage, oh, he's got a lot of space there, and he almost dribbles into the traffic. He welcomes the challenge because he knows he's up for it. Sends the lead to 4 for Joondalup.
That's an important basket. An awkward 4-point margin now.
Colton. Oh, not quite there. It looked like he was going to shape up. Vainina goes in and tries. I love the way that Vainina does that. He uses that length he has to try and keep the ball away from his opponent. And it's with any guy of that size. If you've got the athleticism and can keep the ball away, again, you're forcing that defender to make that decision. Irregardless, it would have been 2 shots at the line. But now, again, the bonus is going to come into play in this last minute.
Exactly, 64% free throw shooter.
Well, there's the positive side of that ledger there. It'll be important for his Redback side here if they're going to take the victory over his old side. For him to hit both of these.
Looks good.
No, it doesn't. But set play? Maybe not. But Jackson now has it after the second misses and it falls into the hands of Colton. Jackson, again, tries to force his way through. Vokel takes the dribble, takes the 3. Oh, it took only rim and no net. Oh, he even took the dribble to compose himself and it just didn't fall. Dove works his way through. Oh, that's too much, yeah. So, it's just, Giannis is...
there's still a bit, he wants to have a bit more to say about it.
I will say, for a giant of a human being, that he's actually pretty mild-mannered and... He's been pretty cool when everything else has been sort of rising, but just then he just put the arms out and said, "What's that all about?" And didn't get much of a pleasant response from Brian in return.
So he's got the opportunity to have the last laugh as he goes to the free throw line. Can he punish Vokel for that foul?
Well,
3-point margin in favour of the Wolves.
On exposed form, he hasn't liked the open shot today, but obviously a different proposition when you're there at the free throw line. Crowd trying to razz him up, getting right behind this game. And the first one never looked like missing. Cooler than the other side of a pillow.
That's a big hit there. Dimakopoulos looking to go 100% on this trip. Bench of the Wolves told to just settle down, sit down, calm yourselves. And the crowd also calms themselves.
They all calmed down and they all sat down. I'm not sure that message was for them, but here they go. They're up and about again. Can he make it 2 from 2? He can. And slots away like that was no big deal, when in fact the big deal himself makes it a 5-point game.
So the Redbacks now call timeout, opportunity to advance the ball to halfway. 5-point margin. They don't need the 3. They can get the quick 2.
But that's the key word there, isn't it, Andrew? Quick.
Yeah, it would need to be fast. They've got 5 points to make up just to get it to an overtime position. So yeah, they can't be mucking around with it. If the 3 is there, take it. Otherwise, quick look inside and then pressure, full court pressure to try and steal the ball.
And that's it. You want to make that basket and then have that, I guess, that crack at trying to steal the inbound there and get the ball back, because the more time goes off that clock, then the more inclined you're going to have to be to send them to the line. And it doesn't look like there's a weak link on the free throw line right now for Joondalup there.
No, the Joondalup Wolves definitely playing with house money at this point of the game. You would expect them to be able to pick up this win, but 32.5 seconds remaining. Anything can happen in a game of basketball.
Joondalup looking to make it 2 from 2 for their trip to Belmont here tonight. Of course, coming away comprehensive winners earlier in the night against the women's side there. So can they travel back up the Mitchell Freeway happy and with 2 wins in their pocket? It all comes down to this last 32 seconds.
Jacob Formosa steps into the game, another outside threat.
Collected a long way from home there and not getting that pace on the ball that they want. Formosa throws it up and that didn't look good. Vainina collects it on the follow-through, but importantly the shot clock is switched off. Or are we going to have a little bit of a conference between officials and stats table now, because that is very big when it comes down to how this game is going to play out.
So it took the Redbacks a little longer than I would have liked to have seen them get that shot up, but good outcome for them, and they got 2 points out of it.
Well, and
in fact, the referee, by blowing the whistle, allows them to establish their defence, so it's not worked out well for the Wolves.
0.8 of a difference between shot clock and game clock. Really not enough to be a really big factor. But here we go. Underway. A big, big goal there. Jackson right in front of our vantage point. I mean, it looked as though that... it looked like he got a fair bit of the ball there. Sort of the way that the official was, he was almost blindsided to the action there, and that is a huge call in the context of this game.
From my position, it looked clean, but I can totally understand why the referee called it. When you wrap around, so you almost expect to get the foul.
And Turnage, well, I don't think he's going to make too many mistakes from the free throw line. Up to 24 now. The 25th point might be that final dagger if he can make good here on the second attempt. He can't, but luck's a fortune. It goes into the hands of Turnage, and he's not in a rush to shoot this. Dove almost let instinct take control, and it is stolen. Here we go. Darren Aquera cleared for takeoff, and bang! Just a little reserved bang, because the game's still in the balance, 2 points in it, and there's the timeout.
Just when you think it's over.
Just when we think we have all the answers for this game goes ahead and changes the question.
Amazing. You can never predict the ending of a basketball game. Just when you think it's all wrapped up, they're taking the air out of the ball, they turn it over.
We could see when they got the offensive board, the Joondalup side, they looked to just take the time off the clock. Didn't look like they wanted the shot. Dove was in a good position. In any other part of the game, he would have taken that shot. But obviously, when you're up and only 10 seconds to go, you don't need to. But that obviously opened the door there for the steal. 2 points, the margin here. Now, put your coach's hat on, Andrew. If you're the Redback staff right now, what is the message right now in this last 10 seconds? Okay,
I'm going to go a little bit perhaps controversial. I'm going to say if you can't affect a steal immediately off the inbounds, foul them.
So, yep.
Yeah, and just let them make 2 from the line and have a chance for you have possession in the last seconds of the game and you can be the dictate your own fate.
So one and done. That's it. You get one crack at the steal. If it doesn't happen, you foul.
Yep.
But I must say there has to be a cautionary tale here because we know that the unsportsmanlike have been called today. We've seen 2 ejections, not 1, not 2. It's like a housing crisis in here. So it's got to be very careful. They've got to be smart if they're going to do the foul. Anyway, here we go. 10 seconds to go. Turnage is going to inbound it for the Wolves here. Formosa guards well, can't get open. Oh, the hand in! Aquera gets there. Colton to Formosa, almost loses the handle. Takes the shot for 3 from the corner. It bounces off. It's volleyball. It's for Anita. It's a block from Giannis, and it's a 2-point win for Joondalup. Oh my word! A game that had everything, still managed to deliver more in the last 2 seconds there.
What an incredible finish by Nina, wondering how